welcome to Java JSON, and in this video we are going to talk about Java 8 features. And Java 8 features is very important. Okay, so nowadays so many companies are asking to do the whatever the codes we are doing do with the help of the Java 8 features, and they are recommending also. Okay, so people are moving to writing a code into the Java 8 features because it's a very efficient and very fast. So whatever the features are coming inside the Java 8 features, we can discuss one by one each and everything. Okay, so let's just start now, and we can discuss one by one whatever the features are available in the Java 8. So first features we have called Lambda Expressions. Okay, so I hope you know about it, but I think you don't know in the depth, so we can discuss each and everything. What is the Lambda expression, what is the use of it, what is the advantage, what is the disadvantage, each and everything. Okay, what is the functional interface? Okay, so this is the also coming into the Java 8 features. Method reference, stream API, so we can do the work with the map, filter, sorting, finding, collecting, and much more. Apart from this also I will discuss everything. Default methods, base 64, encode, decode, static method interface, optional classes, collections, utility classes, for each method, parallel array sorting, try and repeating annotations, IO enhancements, concurrency enhancements, and JDBC enhancements. Those are all features are coming inside the Java 8, and we are going to discuss each and everything one by one. So are you with me? So please don't forget to create a notes for that. If you forget, like sometimes interviewer will ask you, hey, do you know Java 8 features? So you have to tell, yes, I know Java 8 features. And you have to start talking about, okay, in Java 8 features we have come up with the Lambda expression, functional interface, method reference, stream API, default method, base 64. Then he understand, okay, you have a knowledge about the Java 8 features. Maybe he asks like, okay, can I ask some questions related to the Java 8 features? Then that time also you have to tell, yes, I know Java 8 features, you can ask me. So maybe he will take some of the example related to the Lambda expression or a stream API. So in the Java 8 features nowadays, the interviewer will asking the questions related to the functional interface, stream API, Lambda expression, and like method reference. Those are the main topics you can say into the Java 8 features, and we can discuss those topics in the very depth. Okay, so if you see here, this is the Lambda expression. So I'm going to start with the Lambda expression in the sequence only. So one by one we can discuss like what is the Lambda expression, functional interface, method reference, and then after stream API. Okay, and apart from this, whatever the features are coming inside the Java 8, those we can discuss also. Okay, so if you see the Lambda expression, so what is basically the Lambda expression? Okay, so Lambda expressions are the powerful features introduced in the Java 8 that is developed to write a more concise. So if some interviewer will ask you, hey, can you please tell me what is the advantage of the Lambda expressions, then you can say simply, this is the red color I have make it. So you can say Lambda expression is more concise and functional code. So those are the advantages, okay, for the developers. Okay, what is the next point? Lambda expression is essentially a short block of the code. Short block of the code means what? So like if you go with the traditional or whatever the existing previously we are doing before Java 8 features, those are nothing but we are implementing the whatever the interface methods we have, and also we are writing the all those lengthy code, like more block of the code, more lines of the codes we are writing, and we are particular features. But in Java 8 features you can concise your code. You can like write a short block of the code. You don't want to write lots of the code. We can see each and everything, but as of now you have to understood those points. Okay, like it will give the features called more concise, more functional code. Also it will give less writing a code, like short block of the code that can be proceed around the argument of the method and assigned to the variables. Lambda expressions are the particularly useful when working with the functional interface, which are interface that defines in the single abstract methods. What is the meaning of that? So Lambda expressions we can use only and only on functional interface. We can't use the Lambda expression apart from that. Okay, so this should be clear in your minds. We are using the Lambda expressions only and only on the functional interface. Apart from this we can't use this. So like clearly I have mentioned here, we are working with the functional interface, and the interface that defines only single interface. It will not contain multiple interface. If it is contain multiple interface, then we can say those interface are not a functional interface, those interface are normal interface. Okay, functional interface means the interface which contain only one abstract methods. Clear? I hope it's clear. By using the lambda expressions to implement the abstract method of a functional interface, by using a lambda expressions to implement the abstract method. So what we are doing with the lambda expressions? We are implementing, what we are implementing? Abstract method of the interface class with the help of the lambda expressions. Okay, and developer can write a more concise and expressive code. Concise means very short code. Okay, very short block of the code, that is called concise code and short code, you can say. So while using a lambda expressions, we have to like don't think everything, we have to write just particular things which is required. Okay, and I hope you know about it. This is the parenthesis. Okay, let me open my ledger. So this is nothing but, this is the parenthesis, you know, and this is the nothing but lambda expressions. This is nothing but lambda expressions, you can see. This is the arrow. This is arrow, but you have to tell lambda expression. This is the symbol of lambda expressions, and this is the curly braces. So as of now, whatever we have learned before Java 8 and whatever the topics we have as of now covered, in that, you know, parenthesis, we are using the methods. Okay, and this is for the body of the methods, but these things you don't know when we have used it. So this one we are using for the lambda expressions, and this is the symbol of lambda expression. And believe me, this is the three symbols is very important to learn the lambda expressions. If you don't know these three symbols and how this will work, then you can't understand lambda expressions. So you have to know about it, like what are those and how they are working. And this is the syntax, you can say also, it's a lambda expressions. Okay, so this is called a lambda expressions. Okay, so if you go next, you can see here argument list. So this is nothing but, you can see, this is the argument list. So whatever the method having an argument, you can declare or define inside this parenthesis. So this is the argument list. It can be empty or non-empty as well, as based on your methods which is defined in the functional interface. Arrow token. Arrow token means this one. This one is arrow token, you can say functional interface also. So arrow token, it is used to link argument list and body of the expressions. So whatever the argument the people will pass while calling the method, those you can take through that parenthesis, and those parentheses through the arrow token you can give to the body of your lambda expressions. Okay, with the help of this one. Okay, you can see this one. Okay, this is the things. Okay, now the body, it contains the expressions and the statement of the lambda expression. So this is the nothing but body. So this is called list of the argument, arrow token, and body of the our applications. Okay, understood? Body of our particular implementation of methods. Why use lambda expressions and what is the advantage? Why? If I'm using the some other things, I'm already overriding, I'm already implementing the functional interface abstract class in our implemented classes. Why I need to choose the lambda expression? Okay, without a lambda expression also I am able to do each and everything, right? Yes. Without lambda expressions I am able to do each and everything. I am able to implement the parent class like whatever the abstract methods they have, I am able to implement it. Okay, and I am able to call those methods, and I am able to do each and everything. Why I need lambda expressions? Okay, so the answer is nothing but to provide the implementation of functional interface. Okay, so if you go with the old one, like whatever the we are using previously, so if you go with that one, you have to write a more code. That is the one things. And lambda expressions will write a code in the very concise way and very short line of the code. In the single line of the code you can implement a particular methods. But if you go with the like traditional way or whatever we are using previously, those we have to create a class, we have to implement the interface, and then after we have to provide the body of the methods. So that is lots of the code we are writing. But while going with the lambda expressions, it's a very easy to write a code. It's a very easy and very short, and you don't have to write lots of lines of the codes. You can write 1 or 2 lines of the codes and your problem will resolve. Okay, so that is the benefits, first line. and less coding. You already know. So less coding means lambda expression. If someone told you, hey, what is the less coding? Means lambda expression. What is the lambda expression? Less coding, concise code. So that is the things you have to tell in front of the interviewer. Okay, whenever he asks like what is the benefit of using the lambda expressions. Okay, so you can tell like he given the more concise of the code and less coding. That is the benefit of the lambda expressions. Good. And we can only apply the lambda expressions on the functional interface. You have to remember it. So many people are getting confusions. They are using the functional interface. They are not using the functional interface. They are creating some other interface and they are doing the work on that. But we can discuss what is the functional interface and what is the behavior of that. Okay, each and everything. Okay, but upcoming video. This is the something called lambda expression. You can see. So I have created one list of numbers I have stored with the array list. And here if you see numbers having a one for each methods. Okay, so number is nothing but it's something like a list, and list having a one method called for each, which is abstract methods, and through that we are reading all those value and we are printing it. Okay, so this symbol is nothing but lambda expressions. If you use the loop, you have to write almost 2 or 3 lines of the code. Okay, if you go with the loop, you have to write one loop, open bracket, closing bracket. We have to read the data from the array list and we have to print it. This is almost 3 lines of the code you have to write while using a printing a data of the array list. But here you can write only 1 line of the code. That is the power of lambda expression. Also you can see here some of the string value we have, and we have to do the sort. So while sorting we have to implement lots of the logic in the coming with the traditional way, whatever we are doing before Java 8 features. So those we have to write a lots of the line of the code, then only you can sort our collection. But here you can see simple 1 line of the codes we are able to sort. That is the power of lambda expressions. So I hope guys you understood and you have a juice on that, like what is the lambda expressions, and you are maybe the curious about to learn its lambda expressions. So let's go forward. And let's understand what is the rules and what is the guidelines to implement the lambda expressions. But I'm thinking before going to the understand the lambda expressions rules and each and everything, first we have to do some of the demo so that you can understood in the better way. Okay, so let's start our STS and let me see like what is the previously we are doing and what we are doing nowadays with the help of the Java 8 features. So let me create one project. Go to the file, new file, project, and here you can select Java project. Okay, and give the project. So I'm going to give the name called Java 8 features. Okay, and next, and let me do the finish also. Open perspective, fine. Okay, so you can see here Java 8 features project is created. We can get SRC. In SRC we have a one unuseless file. So let me delete first because I don't want to keep useless file inside my project. Let me create one class. So class is nothing but I can take lambda expression. So let me first give the package name. So I will give com.lambda and give the class name called lambda test. So our class is created. Here you can see carefully. So here is the classes. Let me create one functional interface. So functional interface means we have a one class, but interface will create it with the interface, not with the class. So let me write interface, and what is the interface name? So let me give the name called message. Message is one of the class, and oh my god, what I'm doing. So this is the message class. You can see message interface. You can see. So basically this is one of the interface I have created as of now, and if I create only one method, which is abstract method inside the interface, then we can consider this method is a functional interface. And also we have a one more way to define the functional interface, like we have a one annotations called functional interface. So if you mark the interface with the functional interface annotations, it will follow the rule of those functional interface. And also you can write your method like void and msg, messag. Let me write message. And this is, we have defined the methods. We don't want to define it, we have to create the abstract method. So in the interface, if you not declare the method as abstract, by default it will become, okay, abstract method. Let me format it. Okay, so this is the one functional interface, you can say. Okay, if you remove it also, it will be functional interface only, because this interface having only one method, which is abstract method. Let me write abstract methods. Okay, if you write also, no problem, but if you don't write also, compiler will put here. Okay, so this is the methods I have created. Okay, now what previously, before Java 8 features, what we are doing. So if you have a one of the functional interface, and we have to like, this is the abstract class, so interface, so we can't create an object for that, and we can't call this method. So first we have to provide the implementations of this interface. So what we can do, we have to create one more child class of this message. Okay, so you can write chat message or WhatsApp message, anything. Okay, and this is the class, and this class will implement what, our message interface. What it will implement, our message interface, and this class having a responsibility to implement those abstract method. So it will provide body like that, and inside this body we can write s out. We can write out, hello, Java is awesome. Okay, we have printed. Now this is the implementations of this particular interface. How many lines of the codes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines of the codes I have written to implement this Lambda expressions or functional interface. For providing a implementation of this method, I have written how many lines of the code? This much line of the code. Understood? Understood. But if you write this code in the Java 8 features, you can write in the single line of the code. How much line of the code? Single line of the code. That is the power. So while implementing the child class, or providing the implementations for that of the parent class of the interface, that is not look good, and that is lots of the lengthy also. So what peoples are doing is, they are directly providing the implementation of this abstract method, providing an implementation of this abstract methods, okay, in our classes where we have to execute it. Okay, and we don't want to write a lots of the code also. Okay, but before going to the implement the Java 8 features with the Lambda expressions, I want to call these methods and I have to execute it. Okay, so what I can do is, I will go to the Lambda test, and inside the Lambda test I have to create an object of this child class, because I can't create an object of interface. So I have to create object of the child class, and I will store those object into the message, because message is a parent. So let me write message, okay, and message equal to new chat message. Okay, this is the class. So I have created the object of that, and then through the message I can easily call through the message. Message is nothing but this message. I don't know what it is, but it's like a key. So let me write message dot, let me write msg, and here also I will write msg. Okay, so before writing these things, we have to create a main methods. That things we have forget. So let me create a main method. Don't write code blindly into the class, that will not work. So we have created the message, message, and we have created the object of this chat message, and we have stored in the parent class, and then after we can call the message with message methods. And once you call this method, let me format it. Once you call this method, what will happen? This method will execute, right? This method will execute, and this will print hello Java is awesome, right? Let me run so that you can see the output. Okay, so if you see here, hello Java is awesome, this is the output we got. But I don't want hello Java is awesome. What I'm doing is, whatever the people will pass here while calling this method, so I have to take, so msg, and here I will write msg, and also same thing we have to declare here also, which is a string msg. Okay, and while calling this method we have to pass here Java is awesome. Okay, let me open the hello, let me run it, so that you can see Java is awesome. So like that we are doing previously, but now onwards in Java 8 features we don't want to write this class. Basically this class you can remove it directly. And how we can implement Java 8 features with that? So we can do it like, let me write Java 8 features now. So before Lambda expression and after Lambda expressions. After Lambda expressions. So what basically we are doing is, now we don't want, while doing a work with the Lambda expressions, we don't want a implementation class. Directly we can implement this interface. How? So first copy this one. Okay, and we know what is the interface name, and we know what is the abstract methods we have. Okay, so here what we can do is, we can create a interface object like msg. Okay, and like we can create a message also, but already we have declared, so we have to write message to. Okay, and after that you can put this line of the code, because we are not writing the implementations, we are just providing a body of those methods. So what we can do is, we don't want access modifier, first things, message. So message, if you know, like message is a interface, and this is the functional interface. So functional interface having only one method, so automatically Lambda expressions will know what is the message name. So we don't want to give the message name also. Okay, a string msg, it's required, yeah, it's required. Okay, and a string message name is required, and here we have to give the Lambda expressions. Once you give here Lambda expressions, and here you have to give the semicolons, so it will become like Lambda expressions we have implemented it also. Okay, and then after we can call these methods. This method only we can call it. Okay, this method only we are going to call it. So now I am writing message 2, not message 1, dot what, message, and I will call this message while passing a data called hi I am Prince. I am Prince. So what will happen? This message will call using this functional interface, and this data will pass here. So I am a Prince Kumar, this will go here and it will store inside the message, and while proceeding a Lambda expressions, it will send to the body and it will print it. Okay, let me run once, then you can see. Okay, here Java is awesome, hi I am Prince Kumar. For your differentiate, I will write here some customized message. Okay, like implementation Java class. Okay, so that you can understood, like we are not calling this method. Okay, while using the Lambda expression we don't require to implement the method, because directly we have implemented here with the help of the Lambda expressions. Let me run once again. Okay, and go to the console. You can see IMPL Java classes, Java is awesome. Okay, hi I am Prince Kumar, I have passed, so this will execute it. Okay, understood. Now one more things here, if you give the message name as a functional, this is the functional interface, and this functional interface having only one method. So through that, this lambda expression is saying, if you already given the functional interface name, through that only we can identify what is the method name, what is the return type, and what is the method parameter also. So you don't want to give the parameter also, so we can remove parameter also. It's saying like, okay, if you are writing a single line of the code, but let me run first, let me run so that you can see the output. Okay, same output. If lambda expression is saying, hey, if you already given the function interface name, and I know this function interface having only one abstract methods, so you don't want to give the parameter type, return type, and whatever the access modifier. And also, if you have only one line of the code, you don't want to give open bracket and closing bracket. You can remove those also. That is also not required for me, and you can make it into a single line of the code with the help of lambda expressions. And now also you can run it and you can see same output. Okay, so what we are doing is, now we don't want this implementation with the help of the lambda expressions, so let me remove it. I don't want it. I have a functional interface, and I know this functional interface having only one method, and we can do the work on that. I don't want to call like that, creating an object and then after we can call it. So I can remove this one also. Okay, and this is the only code. And now you can assume, like what is the power of lambda expressions. See how many lines of the codes I have written to implement this functional interface. I have not created any extra classes, I have not created any extra methods, I have not implemented the method directly. Okay, I have written all those things in one line of the code. Only we have to, while using the lambda expressions, only we have to give what is the parameter they are taking, which is a string, and what are the value they have to do the operations. That's it. Everything will take care by the lambda expressions, and you can write your code into the one line of the code. I hope guys you understood, and now we can understand each and every rule of the lambda expressions. Okay, so as of now, that's it in this video. Thank you so much guys.